Hello, everyone, and welcome to twitch.tv/The Onyx Path. I certainly hope everyone can hear me, and if you can't, speak up. I am Travis Legge. My pronouns are he and they, and when I am not running games, I am writing them. And it is my extreme honor and pleasure to be running our third session of Trinity Continuum Aberrant Vigilance. I do want to take a moment to remind everyone that the Trinity Continuum first edition PDFs are currently on sale over at DriveThruRPG. So if you wanted to snatch up a bunch of the older things, there's a lot of cool material in there to draw from. It's the first edition Trinity is some of the best science fiction writing I've ever seen in my life. And I really highly recommend checking those out over at the Onyx Path's DriveThruRPG channel, and I will throw that link in the chat. It's been a couple weeks, thanks to all these pesky holidays and whatnot, so we're going to go ahead and go around and have everybody introduce themselves real quick at the beginning here, and then we'll dive right back into the story where we had left off. And I have Kelly and I backwards on the screen.
I'm running the game now, Travis.
Tech happens.
Done.
Oh, I'm very tired, so this game's going to be mostly improv. All right, you want me to a bar?
Let's try it that way. Oh, see, now I'm trying
Travis, you're looking good, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I like that sweater on you. It's nice.
No, that's weird, because now it's backwards again. What the heck?
Kelly got all tatted up.
Holy Hades. Give me a second and a half. I'll fix this the old-fashioned way. There we go.
Did it get fixed? I'm delayed.
Now we should be playing with power. All right. I think it looks like we're where we belong now. I apologize. Tech happens. So, having said that, let's start this off with Kelly. Please tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, and all that good fun stuff.
Hello, I'm Kelly. I am the host and storyteller over at twitch.tv/dorktales and youtube.com/dorktales, where we bring you some of the best actual plays that you can find on the modern web. So please come and join us. There are many of them. I was looking at my schedule. There's way too many of them. So please join us. Right now, we specialize in a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, but we do a lot of World of Darkness and Storypath content as well. And due to a Patreon poll, we're going to be doing Hunter the Vigil, Demon the Descent, and Scion in the new year. So that's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be fun. I got a nice, sexy Scion campaign brewing up here. So be sure to tune in for that.
And do make sure to get us all the promotional materials for that so we can advertise them throughout our networks.
Absolutely. I use he and him, and I'm playing Sovereign today, who uses capital he and capital him because he is a walking dick. Not literally. It's all figurative. Well, he's very veiny. But so that's me. I'm a weirdo, and I play games, and I do it for a living. So cheers. I'm so tired, guys. It's the holidays.
It's all good.
I'm gonna drink my latte.
We appreciate you being here. Speaking of folks, we appreciate being here. Bunny, please give us your pertinence.
Sure. Hi. Hello. I'm Bunny and/or Millie. My hoedown pronouns are she and her or they and them. I am a cozy, comfy, trans, and inclusive VTuber over at twitch.tv/bunnyhearted or at bunnyheartedvt, wherever other social media platforms are found. I am having so much fun with this game. I cannot wait to get into the end of this here. I'm playing Nixie Midnight, who's sort of like a bitter veteran magical girl trying to find something worth fighting for. And I don't know if there's more pertinent things I should do. Nixie Midnight's pronouns are she and her. Hopefully that covered all the things.
I believe that is everything. Thank you so much. And covered beautifully.
So Thank your face so much.
Aw. And speaking of beautiful and faces, Bianca, please give us your pertinence.
I am very glad to still have my face after these very adventurous holidays. There might have been some Baileys involved. Not sponsored. Not sponsored by it, by the way. Yes, so my name is Bianca. My pronouns are she, her. I spend most of my daytime when I am not off working on digital games. I dabble with tabletop every now and again when time and schedule allows for it. I don't really have anything to plug unless you guys want to go and play horse games.
Horse
Star Stable
games.
Online.
Horse games are awesome. What's it called?
We won't say nay to
Star
that.
Stable Online.
Star Stable Online.
But
Look.
otherwise, I think that maybe we can talk a little bit about, well, it's almost the end of the year, right? So everyone is, thinking about hopefully retrospecting and introspecting over the year. Maybe you guys have stuff that is related to tabletop RPGs. Maybe you want to write stuff. Maybe you want to play. Onyx Path has Discord. Can use that to find a group. If one of your goals is to play some more games, you might be able to find players there.
Absolutely. And that's a beautiful tie-in for me to also remind you. On the Discord, you can find information about Onyx Path Game Night. It's the last Friday of every month, so that's coming up tomorrow. We do organized plays through Start Playing Games, and it's a great place. If you go, for example, let's say you went to our sale and you picked up the Trinity Continuum, but you've not had a chance to play it. If you want to go look for games that are running it, you can do that. You can also set yourself up as a story guide through there, and actually, you can charge a modest fee for people to play with you if you want. If you want to set up a game where it's just, hey, I want to learn this new system, can I find some players? That's an option too. It's a really cool tool. It's something that we're using to hopefully help build the community and give everyone a time and a place to show up and have some fun. So more details on that are in the Discord. So thank you so much for bringing that up, Bianca. All right. So when last we met, our heroes, Sovereign, Nixie, and Bianca, you're going to have to help me with your character's name again.
So I'm playing as Aurora. She
Aurora.
is the newbie of the group.
You'd think I would remember that, being such a fan of Alpha Flight, but I will not. I will not forget it now that I have that connection. So Nixie, Aurora, and Sovereign were in a hot tub in a spa in Colorado with Rocky.
Nice.
Rocky had just demonstrated his powers, and they were rather impressive. He shook all the snow off the top of a mountain, in fact, and is able to make these cool earth slides in a very Bobby Drake-esque sort of fashion. But at the end of the session last time, you had gotten a hold of Tempest, and she had come out and sort of joined you all in the hot tub, and you were starting to talk about helping Rocky out. In the interim, Tempest has begun illustrating some breathing exercises and some mantras for Rocky. Trying to help him find his center, help him identify his own breath and how his own breath affects his body and how his body is responding to the air moving in and out. She has him repeating phrases. The power does not control me, I control the power. Things of this nature. Sort of simple, straightforward. I choose my path as my path is laid out before me. Things of that sort of bent. And after this will go on for probably about an hour, if uninterrupted by the rest of you. And tell me, do any of you have the Chrysalis edge?
Advanced.
Excellent. So you are well aware of the nature of these mantras. These are the first steps in toward chrysalis. Particularly, some of her phraseology lends more toward the Marvel path. But a lot of what she's using is just basic chrysalis techniques to help sort of mitigate any flux buildup.
Interesting.
Makes sense. This feels like a great time to spend an hour with some cucumbers on my face and like do nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
Excellent. The two of you are going to maximize your relaxation. Is Aurora going to do the same?
I think so, yeah. She might also occasionally try to listen in because she's like, oh yeah, this sounds important, but then she gets distracted, maybe looks at her phone, maybe have to deal with some of the consequences of putting out vague messages online. So maybe a little bit all over the place, but in general, relaxing.
So as you're periodically checking your phone, specifically the vague tweets that you had put out about Mr. William are still getting kind of the planned, the expected response. Half of it is very supportive, half of it is very negative, and bordering on speciesist. Well, not even bordering on. Some of it's just straight up aberrant, go home type stuff.
To where?
Right, exactly.
We're from here.
To space, obviously.
Right.
Give it a few decades.
But the other thing you do notice is that the pre-scheduled press conference that Mr. William had called is still going as planned, and that will be starting probably within about 2 hours of now. So it is, there's a lot of people talking about that, a lot of speculation about what will be covered at the press conference, and a lot of people sort of voicing their thoughts and opinions about this proposed city ordinance. It seems to be a relatively even split among the masses, as it were. Excuse me. There are a few novas who have chimed in into some of the exchanges as well. Novas who either work for Team Tomorrow or are part of Project Utopia are kind of expressing sort of generic, almost milquetoast sort of sentiments of, we trust in the people of Minneapolis to make the right decision here, and we have faith that we can build a strong future where we work together. But nothing is couched in a way that's it's got any bite to it. It's all very we go high when they go low is kind of the vibe that you're getting from those. No one has, on the other side of the coin, no one has openly threatened any sort of violence necessarily, but there have been a few outspoken Teragen sympathizers and or members who have gone on social media making statements along the lines of, this sort of forced segregation will not be tolerated. This impediment on our rights to pursue who we are will not be tolerated, and will come with accompanying consequences. That's kind of the social media vibe.
I might relay this to Nixie as I'm just like, oh my god, can you believe this is happening? Maybe a little bit skewed not so neutral and just go like, oh my god, there's like, I just hope that people are gonna make the right decision.
I hope
Absolutely,
so
just
too.
kind of gone over her head because she's like, oh my god, I am only going to focus on what is benefiting my perspective and my views. So everyone else is acting extremely irrational. It's just like, oh my god, Nixie, they're being so mean online.
They are being so mean online. It's true. It's true. It's true. You know, there's just some real bigotry out there. Well, I'm sorry that you've had to be exposed to this sort of stuff.
So what's the plan? Do we have one?
Well, that's a good question. Do we still want to go interrupt?
Rocky says, I think personally for me, after going through this, I don't want to submit myself to any sort of Project Utopia screening or scrutiny. And I really don't want to. I don't want to take responsibility under, I guess, baseline legal systems for something that I couldn't help.
Exactly. I agree wholeheartedly. But what do we do? He's going to unveil that suit, and I have a feeling that given what you've said about what's going on the tweeters, there's going to be some trouble. I don't trust him just to fake the poll or whatever referendum thing.
Tempest says, you think he might be setting up some sort of like a public clash?
I mean, why else treat us the way that he has? He wants us to go down there and mess stuff up. The question is, do we indulge him or not?
Well, what if, and stop me if this sounds completely left field. What if you go there and just keep the peace? Don't make your presence known, but don't initiate any conflict.
I think that sounds pretty reasonable to me. I think it's important that we're there, that we show our faces, and continue driving the various points home.
Yeah, I agree, because it's like not showing up is gonna be like us
Could be
kind
seen
of
as
cowering. Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
or a snub. Well, it's not like we were invited, but
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is a thing where I think that there is more merit to facing it head on.
I think so too. Well, then maybe the plan is that we rest here for as long as we can. I get some really nice boots at the gift shop, and then we head home.
Sounds
Is
solid.
That a cattail?
Yeah, I think
No.
boots. Are there clothes here? Maybe I can upgrade my outfit.
Always a good idea. You got to keep the look a little bit fresh every time.
Yeah.
Not every
Needs
time, but every
more
couple of weeks.
ribbons.
More ribbons. Sounds
Yes.
adorable.
Well, you're on that shopping montage. I'm going to get my massage on.
Tempest says, I should probably get back to Madison, but there's one more thing that I wanted to just kind of bring up to you. I'm reasonably certain that that broadcast you were on earlier that was hacked, I believe that was possibly Rootkit, who used to be a friend, but isn't anymore. He is thrown in his lot with the Aberrants 100%.
He hangs out with that wasp man you were saying, right?
Yeah. Just keep an eye out. If you see
Do
a
you think that
bunch,
it's likely he's going to try to interrupt the press conference?
I think it's quite likely. I don't know that either he or Bracken are foolish or courageous enough to show up personally and cause a problem. But they've been with the Aberrants for several weeks now, and he's a bit of a rabble rouser, so he's the type to talk everybody else into getting into a fight. So just watch your back, I guess.
Will do.
All right. Well,
Maybe if they're going to do something distant, then maybe we should be looking out for a bomb, really.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put it past them, but I would be more concerned that he would either try to hack the signal of the press conference or that he would send in other aberrants, perhaps people that he could have manipulated or worked up into a big fight to go in and do the dirty work for him. So the guy's kind of a coward.
Well, we'll be sure to keep our eyes peeled.
And if it does come down to blows, if Bracken's there, I don't know, be easy on him. I think his biggest flaw is just that he picked the wrong friend.
Be easy. Oh, he's a wasp. That doesn't even work. Okay, but we'll do.
So you don't want us to send the SWAT in?
All right. Sorry, I have an allergy to puns. They give me a rash. He gets.
Let's not make any rash decisions.
As she gets out of the hot tub, her costume goes back into place, pretty much like her body leaves the water line. It reforms into her costume, and she gives you a quick salute and says, "Best of luck," and is gone.
That looks very convenient. I kind of want something like that.
You mean like this? Step out the speedo, will go boom, back into the fall. It's just U-fiber. Why don't you get some U-fiber?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll make a note of it. It looked a lot better when she did it. No offense. I mean, it's.
You into chicks or something? I mean, that's cool, but why when you've got this? Flexes a literal shield pack.
My cat is pawing at
I'm
my
putting the
hair.
cucumbers back on.
That's probably the smart idea.
Yeah. Cool, I guess.
Super cool.
All right.
Super cool indeed. All right, to the gift shop and then to the conference.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
If you want to pick up U-fiber here, this place has prepared itself for Nova clientele, so I'll let you pick up dots of U-fiber equal to your wealth.
I'm gonna try to find my wealth on the character sheet.
It would be in your edges.
Am I a stereotype and did not put anything into wealth? I am but a poor student.
Having said that, if anyone else wants to foot the bill, you can use your
Would
wealth.
happily foot the bill, yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
How many dots of U-fiber are you buying for?
I mean, Nixie has 3 dots, but probably can't afford to spend 3 dots on more U-fiber. So maybe 1 to 2 dots worth of U-fiber.
Okay. I'll let you go ahead and buy 2 without having any real impact on your wealth.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, yes.
And so what that does is when you attune the U-Fiber colony. For each dot you can have an appearance programmed into it. Also, it gives you soft rating 1 armor, which you get to configure and decide if that protects against ballistic damage, ballistic edged or blunt.
The mega stamina that gives armor too.
Mega stamina does not give you armor. Toughness gives you armor.
Toughness, that's the one.
Yep.
I gotta look up more deets on toughness then, because I want to make sure my armor is correct. Because I feel like I might get punched pretty soon. So
It's not impossible, and that does bring up excellent point. Something that I now is a great time to do. If any of you want to make any tweaks, move a dot from one place to another on your character sheet, or change your aspirations, you may have a moment to do so. Are there any tweaks that you had in mind, Kelly?
Shame Wayne William, be emotionally weak, figure out if I'm a hero or a villain. No, I think I'm good on those. I might shame. Is shame the right word? I think just ruin his day. I'm gonna change that to ruin Wayne Williams' day.
Okay, excellent.
Just to be a little more specific.
That is fair.
But I think I'm good on stats though. Did we get XP for last game?
Yeah, didn't I give you? I thought you all got like 5.
So we have a total
I'm not
of.
sure because I think we didn't check in on aspirations last time.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so did anyone get did anyone fulfill their aspirations last session?
I fulfilled at least
Maybe.
one, I think. No,
One
I
of them
fulfilled one in the first
potentially,
game.
a short-term one. I guess, but it feels like it's up to Bianca because the aspiration is to keep Aurora safe and to show her only the good parts. I'm not sure if that was successful last game.
I think it was pretty successful because the thing that I tried to pursue for like glean some info, it was mostly just spent very idolized and like learning how to make a signature and then absolutely failing at the first autograph that she made.
Aw, you did great. You did great.
So you can count that aspiration as fulfilled, and that would be an experience point.
Amazing.
You can also then select a new short-term aspiration.
Okay, will do.
And did Aurora meet any of her aspirations last session?
I think it might have been like gleaning some information. I'm not sure she did good, unfortunately. But long term, slowly moving towards where like understanding and solidifying where her beliefs are, but nothing completely fulfilled for now.
And then you didn't spend half the momentum at any point, I don't think. You did reach a story milestone, so that's another XP. And then I thought I gave you 3 XP for something. So you can have 3 extra XP because I'm a nice guy. So if you have any experience you'd like to spend, you may do so.
So we got how many total? So we got 2 the first session.
Yep, and there should be it would be 4 if you had not achieved a short term last session, 5 if you had.
Did I shame Wayne William last session?
No.
Okay, so then that's going to be, I have 6 experience points total.
And of course, on what page are the experience costs? They're probably in here.
They're in the Aberrant book, right in your character creation. So
Page 89.
What can you do with
89.
6? Not
I have
much.
so many notes for this because I've never played the system before, right? So,
with 6 experience, you could buy a. If you take a point of transcendence, you could buy a mega attribute or mega edge.
Oh really? Let's do it. Let's take a point of transcendence. Let's get, what does that give me? It gives me another mutation or something.
Skill.
What does that make your transcendence?
5.
5. So yeah,
6.
you
6.
okay. So at 6,
You know what?
you would get a mid-level aberration, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going to take a skill because I think what's happened the last couple of games is that Nixie has learned 1 dot of empathy.
Nice.
Your heart is slowly growing.
It has
I'm
grown
so
3
proud.
sizes last week, which is impressive because it was not really there for a while. So now it's like a little microscopic heart. Oh, it's a cute little heart, baby. What?
Oh, you could take uncontrolled dormancy.
I already have it.
Do you have uncontrolled?
I do.
Okay. You could take uncontrolled power.
I already have it.
Um,
I have inhuman beauty, vocal shift, but the uncontrolled, and psychological shift toward narcissism.
okay. You could take a.
I think I might just hold off and not spend XP this chronicle.
As you wish. As you wish. I'll allow it.
He's already pretty freakish.
I'll allow it.
Rob Liefeld syndrome. His feet vanish.
Right. You have no ankles.
No ankles, or just ankle bones. Just the triangles. Yeah.
A psychological shift that compels you to put pockets on everything.
The 90s were so good. That said, in real life, I have become obsessed with like cargo pocket joggers because they're leggings for boys and they look wonderful.
Huh. Noted. I imagine they've got more pockets in them than my leggings do. I gotta get some.
100%. They've got like 4 or 5 pockets in them. That's way too many pockets.
Oh my gosh.
There's no such thing as too many pockets.
That's true.
All right. So if everyone is done with their bookkeeping, we will. I assume you're going to teleport back to Minneapolis. Where are you going to teleport back to?
I mean, the Prince Museum is
I'm
always a
still here.
nice classic spot to zoop on into.
All right.
I do want to make sure that I check in on one thing, though, is that I'm spending an awful lot of quantum points teleporting everyone back and forth because it's like 1 dot per person. So how do I get those back?
So you regenerate quantum naturally pretty quickly. You've just been sitting in a hot tub doing absolutely nothing for some time. So let me just double check that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm at like 11 spent out of 30 total so far this like entire game. But I'm like, I should probably figure out how to recharge these in case I suddenly need to spend a lot more.
Yeah, there's a number of ways to go about it, but there's. I'm just double checking the rate of quantum regeneration. You regain quantum points equal to half your maximum in between scenes when you rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're
all right.
Yeah. Your quantum limit is effectively a limit for a scene.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess like every 2 scenes it would be fully recharged as long as there's like a break between them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So by the time when you arrive at the Prince Museum, you'll be down whatever it costs you to teleport the individuals there.
Zoop the beans.
Yep. And as you arrive, you're of course greeted by staff who are pleased to have you and ask if you're there for a visit. Do you need a tour? So on and
Oh
so
no,
forth.
I just love this place so much. It's become my first stop every time I return to town. I'm sure I'll be back soon though.
Can we quote you on that in our advertising materials?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I should charge you for this, but I won't.
Such as
Very generous of her.
so great is the love of Prince that it compels people to do such
You
things.
know it.
You
Raspberry
More
beret,
powerful
whatever.
than any Nova. He gazes longingly at the Prince Museum.
Just I got to do this while I'm here. I'm gonna run in and get like some of their special raspberry sorbet, the
Nice.
kind you find at the secondhand store.
Ooh.
I love it.
Or-
You
and if you were full, you wouldn't order much more.
Do you do that thing you did last time too, where you just kept having like milkshakes and coffee?
Yeah,
Just like you just suddenly you have coffee already. How
it's That is the best fucking superpower. Not just between that and the metabolism to just swallow anything you put in your mouth. Oh God. Can you tell that I'm in my late 30s?
Yeah, the superpower to not say phrasing when your friend superhero says things like that. That's a great power too.
I'm sorry, what? Phrasing.
Indeed.
Don't worry about it. It didn't happen. It doesn't count.
And so from the Prince Museum, is there anything you would like to do before you make your way to the press conference?
What do you think?
Maybe
What
get like a Prince Museum t-shirt I can put on over my outfit just for fun.
Sure. You can do so.
I mean, now you're gonna have to ask to get that one for free at least, because this is just, you're turning yourself into a walking billboard now.
They absolutely give you the shirt for free.
Billboard for the Prince Museum. But I will thank them graciously for it and offer to sign a shirt or two for them.
Excellent. They take you up on that offer. By the time,
and then also like maybe out of Bianca's earshot, I'm gonna whisper to Sovereign, and now I look even more like a local. They can't kick us out.
This is true. Wait, where are you from?
I don't know. The moon, maybe.
Oh no.
You're
Where
all
are you
right.
from?
Definitely here.
All right. Good. Because you look like a local. Just say.
Just got to reinforce that.
with those reinforcements in place, you make your way to the press conference. It's being held at the WonderCorp Tower. There's a large press area sort of set up in an auditorium on the second floor. Are you doing anything as you're approaching? Anything in terms of investigating the area, or are you just kind of making your way in and seeing what comes of it?
I
mean,
do we want to be overt that we're here?
I think Nixie wants to be as casual as possible about this and just wander on up and take a seat. But also definitely wants to be keeping an eye out and seeing if there's anything suspicious or weird or untoward's going on, but not keeping much of an eye out because he doesn't want that to be very obvious. So a couple of glancing around, that sort of thing, but no deep investigation, if that makes sense.
Sure. Go ahead and give me let's do integrity and cunning roll, if you don't mind there, Nixie.
Sure. Actually, pretty good at this roll. Oh my gosh. What's my difficulty is 8 right now, right?
Are you...
Well, I guess it's 7 because I'm not...
Yeah, you're not dormed down.
As a regular human form.
Yeah, it's 8.
Okay,
it's
so I have
7.
4 because I got 2 10s on that. That was rad.
Excellent. And do you have any mega attributes?
No, I've only got mega dexterity and stamina, so I don't think anything that would impact this.
Excellent. So as you're looking around, you notice there's a lot of press folks. You do see one rather large individual near the back, dressed in a overcoat that is bulging underneath their mask, or over top their mask, I should say. They have on a fairly wide brimmed hat and their head is down to sort of hide their face. And they seem to be sort of slinking into a bit of a corner. They're seated, so it's hard to tell.
They don't have an empty seat next to them, do they?
They do have an empty seat next to them. Absolutely.
Not anymore. They don't.
Excellent.
Feels like a great spot to sit.
Are you going to inform the others? Or are you going to ask the others to join you? How are you going to?
I might say, this guy seems kind of weird and it's fun to lurk in a corner. I'm going to sit over here.
Okay, great. Because if you didn't say anything, Aurora would probably still just follow you like a puppy.
You're welcome to follow me like an adorable puppy if you want to. Blink, blink.
Okay. So the two of you are sitting there. Where is Sovereign going to go?
So they're blending in pretty well.
Yes. And are you going to bring? Are you going to bring Rocky with you, or are you going to drop Rocky off?
I think Rocky needs to stay out of state for now.
Oh, so
I think.
Or back at home, because I think Rocky was going to go in to talk to the folks with like support, and we'll maybe do that after the press conference, or at least that's the plan.
But I think he should not be here because they're going to just turn him into a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Well, not I guess a goat because it's not. He was the problem, but.
Yeah, but it wasn't his
Agreed.
fault.
Anyway.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. I think we should leave Rocky elsewhere, though. I think that was probably the smart thing to do. Whether or not we stick with it, are we in agreement on that one, or?
Yeah, I think we leave Rocky either back at home or like maybe in the hot tub. I guess going back in time to whatever Rocky would prefer, because we can do a drop off on our way to the Prince Museum.
Yeah, he would probably
add a point to my cost.
He would probably want to be dropped off at home, most likely.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So you were asking if your allies were blending in fairly well, or were you asking about? I misunderstood. I thought you were asking about the person they're sitting next to. They're definitely drawing attention. There are definitely members of the press that are seated that are kind of spinning around to get pictures of them. People are definitely, your presence here is definitely catching attention.
All right, whatever. Then I'll just like sit down in the most sturdy looking folding chair that's present.
Excellent. You do so. As Nixie and Aurora sit next to this larger gentleman, you almost immediately after sitting down, Nixie, you see a bug land on your shoulder.
What kind of bug?
Looks like it's a wasp.
Oh, that's a cute little thing. Just gonna try to gently push it off my shoulder.
It flies to the man you're sitting next to, and he sort of looks over at you, and you see under the hat for the first time, and you see an absolute absence of facial features. It looks like sort of if you'd imagine like a browned paper mache husk in vaguely the shape of a chin. But you have to kind of even look hard to see that shape. It's very lumpy and almost too round in all of its places. And he just sort of looks over at you a little bit and then turns his attention back to the stage.
Yeah, just gonna cross our arms and awkwardly sit next to probably a terrorist. It's fine.
Excellent. After a few moments' wait, Wayne William comes out and begins speaking. He says, as you all know, the city of Minneapolis has faced a number of challenges in law enforcement historically throughout the last several decades. I have made my proposal to the city council that I feel will not only address those intrinsic systemic problems, but will also keep us safe from the dangers inherent with having novas in charge of law enforcement. I feel truly, deeply that in light of the new age, humanity needs to seize its own destiny and keep ourselves safe from the threat that is clearly posed and overpowers. And as soon as he says that, the sort of view screen behind him shifts from being the Wonder Corp logo to a Matrix-esque series of ones and zeros.
Gasp.
Oh
Could have seen this
shit,
coming.
dude.
A voice.
Oh no! Wait,
You guys are
no!
detecting a false flag. I'm detecting a false flag here. I really am.
A voice booms over the public address system. Mr. William, we have heard your words, and we would like to, in the spirit of cooperation between our species, offer you exactly one chance to rescind them. Wayne says, you see, this is their response. Fortunately, I'm prepared for it. 6 individuals in the law enforcement armor step out onto the stage. The man seated next to Nixie also rises to his feet, as does a rather scrawny-looking gentleman sitting about 2 rows ahead of Sovereign.
Pipsqueak.
Gonna say to the large man who just stood up, careful.
He buzzes, and it's like it rises at the end and falls almost like a zoom, like he's almost harumphing at you.
Did he just...
Harumph all you want.
You're just playing straight into their plan. You know that, right?
The scrawny gentleman says, you had your chance, and bursts out of his clothing as you see massive lumps of muscle extend from his back.
Great.
On top of those lumps of muscle, green fur.
Creepy.
His
Wrench.
upper body extends to about 6 times the width of his lower body. As you all immediately begin to recognize this form that's being assumed on the floor. That's Jerion, the aberrant responsible for murdering the mayor of Tampa Bay.
Oh, great.
What do we do? Nixie.
Are you just sitting next to me?
Hey, Nixie. Hey. This ain't good, right? This is bad, right?
We try to stop this from devolving any further.
Brecken holds his hands out and begins to unleash a swarm of wasps into the crowd. I would like everyone to go ahead and roll initiative, if you don't mind.
All right. So
Sounds
initiative
good.
is...
The lower of your... is it cunning and athletics
Cunning and empathy.
or dexterity?
Cunning
and
and
empathy?
That's right. The lower.
And do we just roll
3.
1d10 and add it to it, or how does this?
You roll a number of d10 equal to that total.
Okay.
Is 1. I have 1 success.
So is it the lower of our cunning or athletics?
So
It's
it's
cunning and empathy or dexterity, or no, it's cunning and athletics or dexterity and empathy, whichever's lower.
Okay. I have 1.
1.
1. I'm glad I took that dot of empathy. I didn't realize dex and empathy.
And what does Aurora have?
So it's plus then. Wait, is it?
No, you roll
dex?
that number of dice at a difficulty of 7, and then
Okay.
so it's the lower of your cunning and empathy or dexterity. Or I keep getting these backwards. It's cunning, athletics, or dexterity, empathy, whichever's lower.
I mean, athletics.
Are you cunningly athletic or are
empathy.
you dexterously empathetic?
I mean, I am like all heart. I am the heart. Dexterity and empathy. Okay, so that's like 7.
That's a lot. Roll them.
Good.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
Wait. Okay, so I have rolled 7 dice. Only one was above 8.
All right.
That
So that's one success.
Above 7.
Above 7.
one success.
Yeah. Did you check for above 7?
Above 7.
Yep.
We're better than
Unfortunately,
those.
that doesn't change anything. It's just one success still.
All right. So effectively, all of you go on a slot at 1,
Nice.
including Jerion.
That's nice.
William and his people go on a slot of 0. And Bracken will go on a slot of 2, so he gets to go first. He fires this swarm of wasps out into the crowd. And while he's at the back of the room, it seems to be very clear to you that he's trying to direct, it looks like he's trying to push people out of the room. If that makes sense. Like he's like the wasps are trying to remove some of the baseline.
Chase the civvies.
Right. That seems to be what he is doing at the moment. With his action completed, I will go to slots of 1. It's up to you which one of you is going to take the first slot.
Not I.
I'm wondering how well wasps can fly in a moon gravity environment. Out of curiosity, I guess we'll find out.
You want to try to reduce the gravity in here?
Yeah, with environmental anima. To sort of provide a, I guess, is this a complication or maybe it's a barrier to movement mechanically with it? So I have continuous, non-terrestrial, and variable.
Okay.
And the tags for it. So essentially, if we can make this a little bit more moony, then hopefully it will cause some interruptions for wasps trying to maneuver in this space.
Excellent. So go ahead and spend the quantum the power requires. And you said that's a quantum anima power?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So your dice pool for that should be quantum plus power.
Okay.
And will allow you to buy successes to basically use the complicate stunt. So you're trying to get in the way of what
yeah, exactly. I have 1, barely. Oh my gosh, I rolled like 4 1s and a 7. Holy crap, I have 8 dice.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's all right. You've now imposed a complication of 1 on Bracken's actions with the wasps.
I promise I had a small heart attack when I saw those ones and I didn't immediately see the 7. I was like, oh no, did I botch on this?
Good.
But
would have been awesome, but
it would have been pretty awesome. No, well,
not this time.
Next time, I'm sure I'll botch.
Exactly. And who would you like to pass the control to?
Do we get to choose? I mean, I'm happy for whichever of you two has a idea in mind to go next.
I don't think I have, but like a
I do
general
have a small
question to
quippy
Travis.
one-liner,
Sure.
which would be like, let's all lighten up a little as the gravity lowers.
Ooh,
Nice.
I like that one.
Okay,
Now,
so
I would like to remind you, as this is the first rule even though you succeeded, you can spend momentum to re-roll dice if everybody wants to do that.
Wait, really?
Yes, absolutely. On a 1-for-1
I mean,
basis.
so then
to
I might
re-roll
really
failures.
botch if I re-roll it.
Well, no, you can. So what you do is for each momentum you spend, you would take one of the dice that failed and re-roll it.
Oh, okay.
You currently have 7 momentum in your pool.
That is a lot of momentum. Maybe I should spend a couple of these to put us more on the moon. It is fun to be on the moon.
It is fun to be on the moon. 9 out of 10
Does
people
it
agree.
sound like if I spend 3 of these, y'all are cool with it?
Yeah,
Okay, let's see what happens.
Excellent.
I'm totally.
I
down
rolled a
with
10.
Ooh.
I'm adding 2 more.
Excellent. So now the complication is a 3 when he uses his powers. Good show. Good show.
Nice. Good show indeed.
All right.
Thanks. This is really helpful for learning the mechanics too, because we haven't really done combat before. So.
No, this is a whole new world.
A whole
No,
new
but
world.
don't worry. I threw you
That's
into
also the moon. Don't worry about it.
I threw you into a nice low risk combat situation. I'm sure you'll be totally fine.
I'm more than happy to have high risk combat situations. Let's go.
Concern.
What was your question, Bianca? Did I address your question? You mentioned you had.
Were we already transformed? Because I'm not sure.
I had assumed that you had remained in your Nova forms as you arrived there.
Excellent. Okay, then I don't need to spend a turn doing my magical girl transformation. So that's good to know. I'm probably gonna pass on an action. Maybe Mr. Big Ham has something that he wants to do.
Big
it. Oh,
ham.
man.
All right, so you can basically just say, well, let's let Salvin go first, and then you can go afterward. That's fine either way. What do you got in mind, Salvin?
Okay, so Sovereign's going to look at Garyon, kind of flexing his entire, like, all of the trapezius muscles that have ever existed. And you go, okay, all right, here we go. Here we go, buddy. All right, I think you need to wait in line if you want to get on stage. That was okay. All right. And just, he's going to step in his way.
Excellent. Are you attempting to make any social action with this aside from just stepping in his way, or are you just providing a roadblock?
I'm going to provide a roadblock, is what it's going to be, with a reaction to take a defense. How does it work? Can you declare a defense? Is that something?
Yeah, absolutely. You can.
It's been a while.
You can choose to make a defensive action, and if you do so, you would roll. Unless you have a power that specifically applies to defense, you would roll. I believe you choose your resilience attribute that you're going to defend with, and you roll double that. If I'm not mistaken. Let me just double triple check that.
Then he's gonna just take a defensive position directly in front.
Okay. Yes, that is correct. Okay, cool.
Nice.
All right. So he snorts at you. Are you going to do anything now, or as you see Garyon reaching back to backhand Sovereign?
I might try to push up a light shield.
Okay, excellent. So you may do so. Geryon, because he is the type to take some risks, is going to go ahead and max out this effort.
Uh-oh.
So when you max out, you spend a number of quantum points up to your quantum and roll that many dice.
Uh-oh.
And then you can add successes to various other traits.
I don't like that.
Or okay, so 4 successes. He's going to increase his transformation by 4.
Uh-oh. That's fine. Everything's fine.
And then
That is not fine.
he's going to pump that transformation into a quantum attack.
You can do that? Ah, crap.
You see as he's drawing back
He's one of the guys I didn't write anything about, so I don't remember anything about him. If you threw any of the guys I wrote about for Hated and Feared, I would be like, okay, carry on. It's just, oh, God. He's big and scary.
So this just causes him to spend quantum points to distribute them. So he will put, that is now a total of 6 dots into quantum attack. You see, like, as his fist gets back here, like, nodules and nodes and spiky bits of bone just sort of grow out of the back of his hand.
It was at this moment that Sovereign realized he'd fucked up.
And he is going to swing at you. Now, because this is a quantum attack, this introduces scale into the combat.
Oh, no.
So a couple things to keep in mind. One, for each dot of scale employed, at this point we're looking at 6. That adds to the collateral pool. Then he will roll his quantum attack in close combat.
And he will roll many ones.
He might.
I'm hoping so.
Then again, he might not.
Mm-hmm.
God, why couldn't Jeremiah Scripture have just been Morgan Freeman? That would have been the best. And then I said, up was down, down was up. You're all fucked.
You could flip gravity.
You could. Oh,
I don't
the
think
humanity.
that helps,
All right. So that is 1, 2. That was a D20.
I can't compete with the D20, Travis. I'm using D10s.
though.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes to hit you.
Cool.
So now you can roll your double your stamina if you want.
Yeah,
What's-
I would
what's-
like to.
What's your mega stamina?
3.
Excellent. So this reduces the scale difference is 4 effectively at this point.
Well, how many momentum gives you 1 die? How many momentum do we have?
You have 4 momentum.
So scale of 4, I would need like 12 successes or something like that.
No. The scale will just apply to when he's actually damaging you.
Okay, he got how many successes?
He had a total of 9 to hit you.
You know what? It's not gonna matter. So I got 3 successes.
Excellent. Well, you also have Aurora. Go ahead and you were using Quantum Anima to make that light. So go ahead and roll your Quantum plus power
Okay, so quantum.
and spend the requisite Quantum.
Quantum.
So my power in light shield, I put 3 dots in, and then quantum, I have 3 dots in.
Yep. So six days.
All right.
You also can max out this power if you so choose. So if you wanted to spend the Quantum and roll those dice, the challenge is that you gain a point of flux for doing it, and if you botch, you gain a whole lot of flux for doing it.
Is Sovereign worth that much too, Aurora?
At the beginning of a fight, yes.
I was just thinking, like, would she be aware that this was actually going to be really bad? Probably, because she is very absorbed in media, so she probably would have a good idea of who does do this and what he's capable of. So she might have actually gone a little bit full out to protect, even though she is not your biggest fan.
All right, so you can spend Quantum up to your Quantum rating and roll that many dice.
Okay.
Any successes that you get, you can then spend on certain stunts.
26.
Oh, I might have spend. Oh, what the heck? We're learning the system. I'll just go 3.
All right.
This is fine. Okay. Yay! Let's go. So what was the cutoff point? Was it 7 or 8?
7 is your target number.
7. Okay.
So, and Travis, if it matters for you on your calculations, I have toughness 2.
Okay. That does, yes.
Cool.
All right.
Come on, Bianca, get all the successes.
So it's over 7, not 7.
7 and above.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I did get 2 ones as well. 5 over. So
that was just
5,
on the power itself, or was that on the quantum roll? You rolled 6 dice there, right?
Yeah. First there was 6.
Yep. Okay. So that's 5 successes on that. You don't necessarily need to max out at this point if you don't want to, but you can. He will still get hit.
Yeah.
At where you're at right now. Normally you max out beforehand, but I'm not going to be a stickler on it in this first round of combat. That would be silly. We're all learning. So you do have the option of maxing out and trying to push it a little further, if you so choose.
You're not gonna die, right, Sovereign? You can take a little bit of a punch.
Maybe. Well, you know what? This will be a good test to see for next round.
Yeah. And then he dies.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Let's go with this. I'm not gonna max out this early.
Right.
We gotta have that moment where suddenly your character realizes that stuff is real.
Yeah.
This could be a good one of those.
So you had 5, and Kelly, you got 3 on your defense, right?
I got 3 on my defense, yeah.
So that's 1 success got through, so he does hit you.
Okay.
And that is sufficient for him to use the inflict injury stunt on you.
I don't like it.
What's your soft armor?
My soft armor is, I believe, 1, because that's the basic that you get with toughness, right?
Right, and that's complete, right? So actually,
I have complete 2, actually. But I couldn't find complete in the core book.
it's in Aberrant.
Okay, that I had a feeling it was probably.
Yep. So actually, you do not take any damage from this hit.
Dink.
However, he does use that stunt to knock you back a range band. So you go flying onto the stage at the feet of Wayne William.
You did want to be on the front stage after all, did you not?
So he's just gonna look up at Wayne William. Did you want to take care of this with your doodads, or
He extends
gonna ask for
a hand down to you.
Oh. It's the reverse of the birth of man, and I'll pull myself up.
As he does that, his 6 agents rush forward. 3 of them are targeting Jerryon, 3 of them are targeting Bracken.
I wish them all the best of luck in intensive care.
Yes. So the 3 that are attacking Jerryon. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy shit. 6. 6, and then an enhancement for it being a group. So 7, 8 successes to rock Jerryon's world. I'm gonna make a note here in the chat for myself. And then,
Man, combats where you're handling a dozen NPCs are always the most fun for when you're doing it live, isn't it, Travis?
yeah, I know, right? It's my favorite thing.
Oh man, I've been there
That's
so many times.
6 on Jerryon, or I mean on Bracken. So, they rush forward. They are basically running up and just using straight up fisticuffs at this point, trying to restrain these people. They get a good hold on each of them. You see the wasps sort of impotently trying to sting the law officers through their suit that are the ones that ran over towards Bracken. The ones that have Jerry on all each have a good solid grip on him. That brings us back to the top of the initiative to Bracken.
All right. What's he going to do?
He explodes.
Oh, that was easy.
Figuratively or
Literally bursts out just a full swarm going in every direction. You see probably like a hand-sized arrangement of wasps pick up one piece of this hide, this shell of his, and start making for the door. The rest are throwing up a cloud. Now let me make just a quick roll here.
What was the point of that? Like, you just got gross with it. Did I miss something? I feel like I missed something.
Okay, so it's just enough to you see they're very slowly kind of ambling toward the doorway, almost as if this interference from the gravity is making it difficult terrain for them. So if you want to intervene with that, you certainly can do so. That brings us back to 1. So let's just go with the order we had last time. So Nixie, what would you like to do in light of this new information?
Are there any like garbage cans or anything like that around here?
Yes, there are a pair of trash receptacles near the door.
I would like to grab one and try to put it over the pile of wasps running away with the core of this dude.
I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it.
Scoop and into the bin with you.
Perfect. Go ahead and...
So I assume that there's some penalties. Wait, do I have penalties moving through my own spooky terrain?
No, not at all. You can move through it absolutely.
I'm all ready for this with free running and stuff, and I don't even need it. Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely unimpeded for you. Now, you would make a close combat roll to effectively place this over the top. And what attribute would you like to pair that with?
Dexterity, and I have mega dexterity.
Excellent.
I only have 1.
Beautiful.
That is. It lowers dexterity complication per dot or right. Okay.
Yep. Makes it easier for you.
So then I actually have close combat and reasonable dexterity. Oh goodness.
Is that good? Is it bad?
Okay. Well, it was really good. There were a lot of 10s, but none of them exploded. So I have 4. It's still pretty good.
That's not bad. You definitely pick up the trash can, dump it out, and shove it on top of the swarm. The swarm is beating against the edges of the trash can rather loudly, but do not seem capable of breaking free.
I think Nixie's just going to sit on top of it and like check her nails.
I love it. I love it.
Like, calm down in there.
Excellent. And then that would bring us around to Sovereign. What would you like to do?
Okay. The guy's just blasted Gary on, whatever his name is, Jerry. How hurt does he look?
Well, they didn't blast him. They ran up and like grabbed him. So they've all got a hold of him. And they seem to be trying to restrain him.
You know what? At this point, how are my nails looking?
How are your nails?
Because I think I'm going to sit down and admire them for a minute and see what they're going to do about this problem.
Okay. I love it. You can reserve, and that will free you up to take defensive actions if you need to. Or to otherwise intervene.
That sounds great. He's going to watch, and if and it looks like any like civvies are going to get squashed, that's fine. But these guys are wearing these jacked up, like, idiot suits. No. They can just, you know what? He wants to just let them deal with it. They can deal with it.
Good. Well, then that would bring us to Aurora. What's Aurora going to do?
God, he's such a dick.
I think she would flounder a bit because she's like, okay, well, first time combat, shield, protect people. Why is dude on our side looking extremely disinterested? Looks over at Nixie, also looking disinterested, and so she's like, "What do I do?
I think she mostly looks very amused. Oh, if you like go and make eye contact with her, she's gonna do like a thumbs up and mouth. You're doing great, kid.
I would also like to take this point to remind both Sovereign and Aurora, as neither of you have acted yet, that 6 points have been added to the collateral pool right now. You may very well choose to take an action to try to oppose that, to try to reduce the collateral pool.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
How does
That
that
sounds.
work?
Yeah, how does that work? Because in my game of Aberrant, they just blew up a city. So
So let's see here. Just let me look this up real quick.
This might count into do good, do something good
Yes,
for
exactly.
Aurora.
So you can effectively use your powers and make the contained chaos stunt. What you would try to do is somehow you level your powers in a way that reduces the possibility of damage. So, for example, if you wanted to extend your light shield out so that it's blocking the bystanders away from the fight, that is one example of how you might do that. Another example of how you might do that is literally just trying to catch whatever Geryon is about to throw around or whatever's about to fall. Preparing yourself, shoring up the physical structure of the place. Things like that can also be used for the controlled chaos stunt.
Yeah. So it makes sense to move the shield to protect the innocent.
Excellent. Roll your quantum plus quantum mana, and you may reduce the collateral pool by the number of successes.
All right.
it's a pretty good stunt.
Ooh, 5 again.
5 successes. Excellent. The collateral pool is now at 1. And is Sovereign going to do anything in light of that?
Fine. Is like the building shaking, or is there? He's just gonna prepare to like catch whatever Geryon.
Excellent.
So what would that? What role would that be?
I would assume you're going to rely on your close combat abilities to do that, or athletics.
Yeah, I think so. I think that athletics is probably the most optimal.
And what attribute would you like to rely on?
Let's go with. I think he's just gonna like catch it with just raw might.
All right. So go ahead and give me a athletics and might roll.
Okay. As soon as my sheet reloads, there we go.
And what is your Megamight?
Megamight is 3.
You're going to be at a complication of 3
What? That jerk.
because of the scale difference.
Okay. So that means how many successes am I looking at here?
To bring the collateral pool to 0, it would only take you 4 successes.
Oh. Well, I got 1.
Okay. I will keep that in mind for what's about to go down.
Yeah, that's what I got.
That brings
'Cause I
us.
can't really.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine. That brings us to Geryon, who's going to use that quantum attack on all 3 of the opponents. So he's going to basically just swing at all 3, dividing his successes between them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 successes. Give me half a second.
Totally.
Excellent. He goes to hit the first one, and you see the suit, like various seams and points on it light up as it catches Jerion's hand.
Interesting.
They are each going to attempt to, since they have a hold of him, they're each going to try to beat on him a little bit.
Huh. I'm down for this.
That's 5 total. You see as they're like pounding on him, you see one of them gets like a solid hit on his nose and some blood comes out.
Well, that's kind of impressive, to be honest.
Wayne raises an eyebrow.
You surprised? Or you? What's that look for, Mr. William?
I would expect they'd be doing better.
I mean, it's carry on. What did you expect?
Expect competence. That brings us back around to Brecken. A series of the wasps begin making their way towards Nixie. No longer
Right, I did not think this through.
harassing the crowd. They are now going to attempt to harass Nixie. However, they do have to overcome your complications that you've created. But in order to do so, Brecken is perfectly willing and able to push. Here's another thing about maxing out. It only lasts until the end of the turn. So,
Oh yeah.
Excellent. He will gain 2 successes and increase his swarm power by 2 dots. And what is your soft armor, Nixie?
I think it's 2. 1 from toughness, 1 from the Unifiber suits.
Yes, excellent. So that is just enough to pierce through, and you take 1 injury condition as
Oof, ow.
they start stinging you all over the place. That brings us to Nixie.
All right,
What would you
I'm
like
just
to do?
probably gonna scream and complain. I'm trying to be nice. Oh my gosh. Well, this guy's a jerk. So I literally sort of have the core of him trapped in a garbage can. How many people are looking in my direction right now?
At the moment, basically, there are probably, we'll say, 2 people from the press corps that have not panicked. One of them is completely focused on what's going on with Jerion, recording that. The other one is recording what is happening with you. Everybody else is pretty much breaking for the doors.
That makes a lot of sense.
Those people are smart.
Well, then I think she's going to yell at that person who's looking at her to get out of here and then move like she's, moving to get off of the thing. But let's hit that with a quantum attack right into the garbage can.
So you're going to lift the garbage can and fire off a quantum attack kind of thing? Or
Maybe even just through the top of the thing.
Excellent. Okay. I love it.
I don't know if a garbage can counts as armor against something that she's going to call Moonbeam Bazooka because it's fun to say.
Sure. Well, it'll give him 1 soft.
Okay, sounds good. So this is close combat and dexterity still, right?
No, it's actually your quantum attack plus close combat.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Or-
the one in the book says like the dice pool is close combat plus dexterity or might, and then
Is that-
there's like
Attack you're using, or is that something else?
for a quantum attack.
Okay, then yes, it's whichever skill you're
I
going
guess
off
I would
of.
just say I have no idea how to do damage. And there's like
So what-
enhancement equal to quantum divided by 2.
The way that this works is you would roll your dice. If you succeed, you'll gain those enhancements that it lists. And then
Okay.
you can use all of that to purchase stunts, including inflict injury, critical strike, and things like
Okay,
that.
sounds good. Ooh. Oh, it's a lot of sixes. I thought those were more nines. Okay, I have 3.
Excellent. His soft armor is a whopping 1, so you get effectively 2 successes. So you could, for example, it costs 1 success to inflict injury. You could spend another success grappling effectively, like holding him in place, pinning him down where he's at with that.
Can still command the swarm if that happens. So I think let's go for more damage.
You would need to get a total of 3 additional successes in order to do more damage. Did you add your enhancement? Your quantum divided by 2 is enhancement.
So
that
no,
roll?
because I don't entirely know how that works. And there's also some tags that might be useful on this too. Is that this has the brutal tag?
Okay, so that makes it 1 success easier to
Okay,
purchase
so that's good to know.
critical.
So provides enhancement equal to quantum divided by 2 and the close tag.
Yep. So your quantum is
it adds 2. My quantum is 4.
Yep, that's correct. Yes. And you round up for these things too. So if your quantum was 3, it was like
okay, cool.
So that's 2 additional successes. You could spend a point of momentum to reroll. Or no, you're out of momentum.
I think it's all right just to go ahead with however this resolves. It's just the first time I've done an attack on someone in this entire system. I'm like, what does any of this mean?
Yeah. So what you could do, one thing you could do is like complicate his next action by 3. With those
that sure as heck sounds useful.
Excellent.
Yeah, that sounds like a great approach. And that can be like trying to disperse that swarm that's there with a giant force of like, moonbeam, totally moonlight energy, that kind of vibe. Just to like keep it blasting down into this garbage can.
Excellent. So yeah, you're just sort of laying on him, keeping him pinned to the ground. I like it. Sovereign, what would you like to do?
He's gonna... Honestly, he's really curious to see how these guys do.
Okay.
So I think he's going to turn and look at Wayne William and is going to say, so are you admitting that you just sent those men in there to die?
That's not the desired outcome. The desired outcome is that they will apprehend the super criminal.
Do you really think that they're good enough to do it?
Them? Those are some of the most finely trained security operatives that money can buy. Without the suits they're wearing, they would be paced right now. Am I confident my technology will withstand an onslaught from that Nova? Mostly.
Let's watch.
Fair enough. Aurora, what would you like to do?
God
damn it. How's the battlefield looking right now? Because it's like
about half of the people have run off. Now notice, you can see that Nixie is pinning down this group of whatever it is she has trapped in the garbage can. She's very much intent on keeping it pinned in place. And you notice another group of the wasps breaking off from the main swarm and making their way back over to that pile of wasp's nest that exploded.
Oh, does attacking the wasps mean that I'm going to kill a dude or hurt a dude? Don't know.
You expect that it wouldn't feel good to them.
Yeah.
But you seem to... I tell you what, why don't you go ahead and give me a medicine and cunning roll, please?
Ooh. All right. Okay. That will be 3. Let's go.
Let's go.
It doesn't. I got 1 success.
It stands to reason that if he's not actually controlling the swarm, that his mind is, like, as an outsider, that his mind is likely divided up among the entire swarm. It's just as reasonable then that his DNA, the actual physical body, is likewise distributed throughout the husk. So as long as one wasp and one piece of that husk gets out, he can reform somewhere else.
Cool. Then I might try to do a light beam. My light beam did not have a cool name. So I'm a bit envious.
This is a great time to invent one.
It's fine.
Yeah. But
Like, shining justice ray. I don't know. You can workshop them.
yeah, I had just written like beam in all caps. So I don't know.
I do sort of love the idea of Aurora just yelling beam and then turning to the press and going, I'm workshopping the name.
Sounds great to me. So you would roll your, it would be aim and dexterity to fire the beam.
Oof. Let's go. Oh, well, it's 1 success. I imagine that she is fumbling, and to make a really old, dated anime meme and reference, she might just go like this and then shout her name. Just go, Aurora Beam! And then be like super embarrassed and go like, oh god, I need a PR team real fast.
As you fire the Aurora beam, the most of the wasps seem to get out of the way. You hit a couple, not enough to cause any damage per se. But it was a valiant effort, and right in front of the press too.
Very dramatic. I actually have a quick question on
Sure.
quantum attack, because there was something that I'm just reading through it and trying to get my head around how combat and damage, all of that stuff works in the system.
Absolutely.
Scale is something I'm not entirely understanding, but should I have told you about the scale and stuff for the attack? Because I did quantum attack 4. Does that change things?
I should keep that in mind. Yes, because
Okay. I don't think we need to change anything about it, but I was like, wait, I completely forgot about this entire mechanic.
when you apply scale,
I don't know if it's like equivalent to, Shadowrun with like naval damage or
Yeah.
scale
It's actually
exactly.
that's
Is
a good example of it. So scale
like
is
okay.
it's magnitudes.
yes. So because
So,
your scale is increased, what that effectively does is it adds to the collateral damage or the collateral pool, for one thing, anytime you exercise scale. Go ahead.
So it's like a super quick way of just kind of summarizing complex complications or complex systems. So like if I was arm wrestling a gorilla, I would be like scale 1 and the gorilla would be like scale 2. I know the gorilla is listed in a scale. It's probably not exactly accurate, but it means that every success I have is worth less than his successes.
Right.
Okay.
But also what that means when you're applying scale directly in combat, that gives you enhancement. So every difference in scale is an enhancement of 2. So you would have had an additional 6 successes, which would be enough for you to buy 2 critical stunts.
Oh
against.
goodness. Okay.
So
it's a good to know for next time.
I'll let you do it now. So Brecken is just hurt
okay.
way worse than he was.
It just took a moment. Just,
Yep.
Yeah, you can just lean into the power a little bit, seeing that it didn't work at a smaller scale.
He's pretty beat up. Having said that, you still didn't.
I think I'm about to get wrecked then.
Right. Having said that, and this is another example of how scale applies and does not apply. Because Aurora did not roll enough to pierce the soft armor on the dice, the scale enhancement will not apply because there is no enhancement. Does that make sense? So you have to get that hit in to get the force behind it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And also thanks for like helping to understand the system as we go through this stuff. It's such a cool system, but
No.
I'm so unfamiliar to it.
No
So
problem.
appreciate it.
That's why we do what we do here. So that brings us back to Geryon. Geryon is once again going to push for transformation. Maxing out. Not quite as good on this one, but he still did get an extra die of transformation, picking up some extra flux while he's at it. He's going to dump the 3 dice into quantum attack, and he's going to once again take on his assailants en masse. All right, the dice hate Geryon today. He flails around and, realizing that this is just a lost cause to attack them, you see him sort of ball up. They continue their assault on him. Now joined by the others who are no longer chasing Brecken because Brecken appears to be dispersed as far as they know. Okay. As they're beating on him this time, it doesn't appear like they're getting through, like they're piercing his defenses. Back to the top. Those additional wasps that were flying over, and again, about a hand-sized complement of them pick up another piece of the wasp's nest, and they start making their way towards like the back wall of this area. And why don't you go ahead and all of you can give me a integrity cunning check if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
I keep getting so close to botching. I have 1.
Excellent. I'm going to rule that your attention is a bit divided, so you're probably not going to notice it with 1 success.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
1.
Also, same. And for
Yeah.
Aurora, you got 3. Excellent. You can clearly see that those wasps that are carrying this small fragment of his shell are making their way towards a ventilation shaft in the ceiling.
Right. Okay. I might try to scream to a group to say like, "Oh, he's getting away! Ceiling, through the ceiling!" But it might not be enough to help them see.
All right, you can shout that. That's fine. That's a non-action, effectively. Wayne shouts, "Units 2 and 4, intercept." And 2 of the folks start to break away from Geryon. What would you like to do, Nixie?
Oh. You said 2 of them are breaking away from him. That's a terrible decision.
It's not smart.
I think Nixie's going to take a moment to glance in the garbage can and see if these bees still have like intact members within here, or if there's no real point in blasting this spot anymore.
Yeah, you look down and that spot is pretty much a paste at this point.
Right. Well, and is there still a swarm of bees stinging her?
Yes.
Then let's move away from the swarm of bees that are stinging her. And let's just do a quick like teleport step across the room. Sort of go, oh,
All
I
right.
hate these things.
So you
Wasps, sorry.
pop to the other side of the room and you are wasp free.
I hate wasps.
But that's your action unless you choose to split.
Yeah,
the dice.
absolutely. Yeah. I think that makes sense. We'd just
right.
rather not be immediately stung by more wasps. So hopefully it's going to take them another turn to get over here.
Excellent. Sovereign, are you still holding the line with Wayne?
Still holding the line and watching. So 2 of the 4 people, or the 6 people, 2 of them have left Gary on, right?
Yes. and are now making their way towards that vent to try to intercept Brecken before he gets out.
How do you think 4-on-1 will go this time?
I have concerns.
Should I have brought popcorn?
He raises an eyebrow at you and says, "Are you enjoying this?"
Yes. Aren't you?
I don't do what I do out of pleasure. What would Aurora like to do?
Can I put up a shield, like on the vent, to try to block them?
Absolutely, yeah. So effectively what you'd be doing is using your quantum anima to create a barrier. So you just spend the quantum points for quantum anima, and you would roll quantum plus power rating.
So then... oh wait, no. So that would be 4 successes. And then -3.
Four successes total?
Yeah.
Excellent. You seal off the air vent. The wasps turn to try to get away from it. Jerion is going to max out again.
Oh no.
Can't do this very much more.
What's the limit on maxing out? Like, what's the deal? Like, you can do it
Till you run out of quantum points.
Oh, does it give you flux? Is that what it does?
You get a flux every time, and if you botch, you get a lot more flux. And,
okay, cool.
You can keep going till you run out of quantum. That's better. That's 3 successes. He's going to pump one of those successes into buying the Mega Leaping Mega Edge, and put the rest into his Megamite, keeping his transformation set up to quantum attack. And then he's going to jump toward the ceiling.
What's your plan?
There we go.
Escaping, I think.
Okay, so as he leaps to the ceiling, the 4 that are grappling him are basically stuck for the ride. And as he crashes up through the roof of this room into the next floor, the 4 of them are basically peeled off. And then he lands as the 4 of them sort of rise to their feet. They're all a little battered, but they don't seem incapacitated by any stretch of the imagination. And that kicks off. Yep, that is enough. You see, as he goes through the roof and back down, the building starts to shake a little bit.
Oh no. We're going to be free falling soon. Very dramatic.
Got 4 successes. Oh, go ahead.
We're in William Tower, right?
Yes.
Like the structurally, yeah. Okay.
As these pieces of the ceiling fall down in his wake, one large chunk of the ceiling lands on each one of the 4 that were grappling him previously.
Interestingly specific.
Yeah, almost like he aimed it.
Nice. Good for him.
I can't fly.
Well, he's landed back down on the ground now.
No, I was just thinking, is this tower coming down?
No, not yet. It's rattling a little bit, but it's not coming down.
Okay.
The principal damage seemed to be to the immediate vicinity where he jumped through. And he looks around and he says, "Hands off," and starts stepping toward Wayne William. The law officers who are on the ground are going to take this turn to get up, get the debris off of them, make sure they're okay. And the two that are in pursuit of Bracken are going to attempt to get their hands on that piece of the structure that they are carrying. Yeah, they easily snatch that piece of the wasp's nest away from the piece of the swarm that's carrying it, and start making their way back over toward the collection of wasp nest. Wayne William does not flinch as Jerry-Ann steps onto the stage. It is Brecken's action. Brecken is going to try to try to beat the others to his collection of parts. They basically arrive at the same time. So the majority of the swarm is now over there as the two law officers make their way there. And that brings us back to Nixie. What would you like to do?
That sounds like a bunch of beans who should be in an adorable little bubble. Let's put him in a little barrier.
All right, so you want to basically throw a barrier field around them?
Yeah, exactly. Using environmental anima.
All right, excellent. Go ahead and roll, I believe that is Quantum plus Power.
So that is so many dice, because environmental anima is great. Oh my goodness. Okay. So... Okay, all of that was on like 2 10s. I have 4 successes.
Excellent. So you've effectively created a level 4 barrier around them. Yep.
And do I need to know if there's like a scale thing on this? I don't think there is for environmental anima.
It doesn't.
More tags.
Unless
right?
you have the
Okay,
might.
that's good to know.
Unless you have the might tag, it doesn't create scale.
No.
All right.
Okay, awesome.
Excellent. So you've got
Let's
them.
make a little like moon-themed shimmering bubble, so it kind of looks like the moon. But
Wonderful.
It's just like a big whoop.
And you've kind of scooped up most, if not all, of the remnants of the hive and most of the free wasps into this one bubble area.
I mean, if the random like Lone Star agents happen to be within the bubble, that sounds funny. So,
oh yeah, you can absolutely
like opposed to that.
You can absolutely do that.
Like, but only if they're like already like reaching in to grab the stuff. Like
they're like they've literally arrived at the same time, so that should be no problem.
Yeah, then we should probably bubble them just to make sure.
All right.
And just making sure none of them get away from you two.
Wonderful. And what would Sovereign like to do?
All right, so Gary, pardon me, it's early. Coming directly at us. Wayne Williams not flinching or anything, right?
No, he seems cold as ice. Like this doesn't, like he's not the least bit scared.
Are there cameras on us right now?
There's that one press dude that's still filming, yeah.
Okay, good for him.
Well, unless that's very intentional.
Tell you what, you got this?
He says, I'd rather not have to deploy my own suit here.
Then just ask.
You want me to ask you for help?
Yes. You and all the rest.
He says, to hell with that, and taps his watch. His suit comes on.
All right. Perfect. My plan. He's going to get, this is great. I don't have to do a damn thing. It's great. A little anticlimactic for the punching gallery, but I'm loving it.
What would, if anything, Aurora like to do?
Let's see. We got punching dude, about to punch, smug robo dude. Our smug dude is being smug. Nixie seems like she is bubbling people, putting them in timeout. And I'm just trying to cover all the bases where it's like, how's the collateral looking?
There are currently 6 dice in the collateral pool.
Right. Could I try to address that in some way?
Certainly, you could try to perhaps sweep away some of the debris. Maybe push the chairs back, clear the area so there's less stuff to get knocked around would be one way that you could perhaps reduce the collateral pool.
Yeah, I might try to do that then. How much do I have? Quantum points. Would it be a waste to use the shield just to kind of clear things out? Because I'm not very physical.
No, not at all. It's totally fine. And it only costs you 1 quantum each time you kick that on. So you got oodles of quantum pool still.
Oh, okay. Because I had deducted based on my total skill.
No,
I might.
that quantum ammo costs 1 point to activate.
Okay, that means that I should not be that far down. Cool. Okay, up to that. And then, where did I keep the tab for the dice? Well, 2 successes.
Excellent.
Great.
It still reduces the quantum pool or the collateral pool down to 4. As you push away all the debris with the light shield, it sort of comes out and disperses into various beams of light that are moving the falling debris from the ceiling and the chairs and all that stuff sort of out of the way. Jerion steps onto the stage and draws back, and you see more nodules appearing on his knuckles. And that's where I think we will take our 5-minute technological and biological break.
Sounds good.
Beautiful. If you're watching live, hang out with us. We'll be back momentarily. If you're watching in the VOD, just hit fast forward. We'll be back in a moment.
That's super easy.
See y'all in a moment.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are back from our biologicals and technologicals. And if you're just now joining us after the break, Jerryon was getting ready to punch Wayne William right in his smug face. So, first I gotta see how much quantum attack Jerryon's going to be able to pull by pushing his transformation. Not a whole lot. That's funny. As he reaches back and punches, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. A grand total of 4 successes to hit. Wayne William will spend a point of inspiration for the bigger they are to negate the scale difference.
Ooh.
And takes the hit, stumbles back a couple steps, and spits out some blood.
Dramatic.
He will then take a swing of his own. He swings at Jerryon, hits Jerryon in the face, and Jerryon doesn't even flinch. Says you should have made those suits stronger. And that brings us around to the top. Brecken is effectively out of the fight at this point. Though you can see his the wasps are reconstituting the pieces inside the bubble back into a humanoid form. The 4 Wonder Corps officers are going to rush the stage in an attempt to rush Jerryon and blindside him. And they fail to do so as he ducks and weaves, getting out of the way. That brings us to Nixie. What would you like to do?
I think Nixie's having a small internal conflict right now. I assume Aurora's looking pretty intently at what's happening, right?
Yeah, I just kind of want to, part of me just kind of want to see how this plays out to determine if they need help or not.
She's going to sort of allow the mask to drop a little bit and have a bit of I can't believe I'm doing this moment come across her face. And then she's going to actually try to move to step between Wayne William and the big Chomsky boy and then hit him with a quantum blast.
Excellent. Go ahead and make that attack check if you don't mind.
Yeah. I don't know if we heard the conversation that was happening with Sovereign or not.
Probably not.
He's got a pretty...
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of chaos.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, I have two success.
Okay, you fire the quantum bolt and it hits him. So don't forget to add now your enhancement. Because you got a material success, right. You add your enhancement.
Because this is, so I guess if I have quantum, so I guess I'm adding 6 enhancement to this?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that would be a total of 8 successes?
8, yeah.
That does hit and absolutely lets you... so you would be able to buy inflict injury, and you would be able to do critical twice if you wanted to do 3 levels of damage to Jerryon.
Let's absolutely go for that, because I don't think she's expecting to be able to stand a hit. So...
And then you have 1 left for an additional stunt. You could knock him back 1 range band.
Yeah, let's go for that. Let's push him back a little bit.
Excellent. You push him back, and in the process, bowl over some of the other law officers that were rushing the stage.
And then she'll dramatically say, "This is why we need to stand together, you idiot."
Excellent. And that was a scale 3 attack?
Yes, because I have 4 dots, so it adds 1 per extra dot.
Excellent. Just a second. So the building begins to sway even harder under the force of all this quantum energy that's being let out.
You said the building was built with this in mind, right?
Well, the good news is the quantum pool is now 2, or the collateral pool is now 2.
That doesn't sound like good news.
The bad news is I have to figure out 8 stunts worth of collateral damage that happened.
Well,
Yeah,
good night, everybody.
That's like uncool news. Yeah.
As the as this power is let out, like a wave, a shock wave comes off Jerion as you hit him. This shock wave deals effectively blows everyone to the ground and deals 1 health to Jerion, each of you, and Wayne William.
Is that a bruised or?
Yeah, so you just take whatever your lowest injury condition is.
Okay, sounds good.
As this huge
So I guess
sort
the
of
last time when the swarm got me, I took specifically an injured one, right?
no, it's just an injury condition. So you start at the top and work your way down.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should have been clearer about that.
That's all right. I'm figuring it out still.
No, not a problem. So as this flash of energy sort of knocks everyone on their ass, Jerion gets to his feet and says, "Remember what happened here today," and leaps into the air. As he does, wings sprout from his back and he starts flying out through the hole that he made. None of the law officers are wearing their jet boots at the moment. So none of them are able to pursue. Nixie, you're going to pursue. I guess Nixie just went. So Sovereign, are you going to pursue?
Yeah.
Well, that was anticlimactic. What do you say, Mr. William?
What do I say to what? He says, standing up in his suit is brought back into the wristband.
You sure did a lot of damage there.
The suits obviously need more work.
But can it keep up with the pace of evolution?
It's a very good question. Is Aurora, in light of this conversation, is Aurora going to try to pursue? Or you just...
Unfortunately, I can't really fly. So at most, I might run to the window and just like cheer Nixie on and go, "Kick butt!"
I don't know if Nix is going to chase. She can't fly either. I mean, she can pursue to some degree, but not a great one.
Yeah.
As you run over the window, you see him flying away, flapping wings, like he crashed out the window on the floor above and just took off into the Minneapolis skyline. You still have Brecken in that bubble. And he is now mostly reconstituted. He grabs the 2 people that are in there with him. And they're sort of all grappling one another. And the voice comes over the PA and says, "My friend really doesn't like confinement. I strongly suggest you let him go."
We're still in initiative, right?
Yeah, technically, nobody else is pressing the combat at this point, so it is up to you. What you would like to do?
Sure. I think the fun response here. So Nixie at this moment is trying to really inspire Aurora to like build a better world, and like is getting a little bit of the fightiness back in her. So I think she's going to do the cool close combat thing where I get to use fast planning to point at Aurora and say, "Don't let him go." And then let's go pursue the big buff dude, like a complete and absolute idiot with the inability to fly, but the ability to teleport.
Excellent. You teleport out
How
into
do
the.
I split an attack? If I want to teleport and attack, is it possible to do that?
Yes, so you would take the lower of the two dice pools. Teleportation
I guess I don't know if it has one.
doesn't necessarily have one, so effectively you would reduce your dice pool by 1.
Okay. Then let's do that. Let's go teleport to above the big buff flying dude and say, "Remember this, asshole," and try to go for a quantum attack.
Beautiful. Magnifique.
So -1 dice.
Yep.
Actually, how do I put more into this if I wanted to go?
Yeah, how do you max out?
Yeah,
So
'cause I want to max out.
Are you
here.
attacking with a power?
Yes.
Take a point of flux, spend a quantum up to your quantum trait. For each point of quantum you spend on maxing out, you roll 1 die.
Oh, so I could just add 4 quantum to this and go full haywire mode, is what you're telling me.
Yes, if you wanted to spend 4 quantum, you roll however many successes you get, then you get to buy stunts with maxing out. Stunts for maxing out can be spent to increase your quantum rating, increase the rating of a power, up to 1
This
beyond
is
its normal
ridiculous.
maximum. So, for example, if your quantum attack and your quantum rating are the same, you could
They
kick
are,
it.
yeah.
You could kick it up by 1 with 1 success, but you would need 3 successes to kick it up by 2 because you have to raise your quantum trait to raise your quantum attack.
Okay, so
Does that
do
make
I roll
sense?
those dice for quantum separately?
Yes, you
or
roll
is it
those
part of the
first. You roll those first to see how you can spend them.
So am I looking for 7s or 8s on this one?
7s.
Okay, sweet. Then I actually have 3. So I guess let's kick it up by 1.
Excellent. Yeah. So you can actually, so you could kick it up by 2 with 3 successes because you would raise it by
my
1,
goodness. Yeah,
which would
let's go
take you
for that.
over your maximum, but then you would raise your quantum by 1 and you raise your quantum attack again. So
That's ridiculous.
It is pretty ridiculous.
So then I'm at -1 because I teleported here as well.
right.
So then I have 6 dice if I'm using. Right, hang on, I dropped a dice. There we go. I'll grab
But-
another one. Okay, this should work. Well, I mean, it may not work, but it should at least make sense mathematically to attempt the roll. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I have one of those zeros. Okay, it only did it once. I have 4.
4 successes.
And then also, I guess if I've gone up by 2, I have. Okay, enhancement of quantum divided by 2, which now rounds up. Is my quantum going up?
Yep.
Okay, so that adds 3. And then I also have an additional 8 from now having this at 6. Because, oh, it's adding an additional 10, right? Because now it's like a 6 dot power for this attack, isn't it?
Yes, but the scale enhancement doesn't necessarily apply
Yeah, right.
at the same
And
level
I guess
because
I don't know
he
how
is-
that works.
So the way that will work is it'll go against his toughness, which is a 5. So you're only going to get 2 out of that
Okay, that sounds good. So then we're adding.
because he's at a scale 5 durability scale.
So I think we're adding 5 to that 4.
Excellent. So that is enough
9?
for you to knock him out.
Let's go for it.
Excellent.
That sounds like a ridiculous move.
So let me paint a picture. Aurora, you run over to the window and you look out and you see Jerion flying away. And you see Nixie like spin through, like appear spinning in the air above him and just lay into the back of his head with this blast of moonlight and basically ride his body down to the ground. As you're surfing down the unconscious terrorist through the air, it occurs to you, you can't fly. You can't stop this.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a fun landing. So I'd like
Nope.
you to go ahead and roll whatever your favored resilience attribute is to try to avoid
Yeah,
it.
I feel like it's the moment of like, could try to teleport out of this, but really wants to see it through.
Okay. So
Just has to
it's
know
gonna-
that he hits the ground.
Is it going to take her a little bit of time to fall?
Not very long.
Okay.
Enough that do you have flight?
No, I have quantum leap.
I mean, you could try to jump over and catch her.
I would like to try. I'll spend a point of quant. Did I just spend a point of quantum? Yeah, I just spent a point. No, I don't. I remember that. I just checked that out. What do I have to roll for that?
Jump.
Well, the thing that you'll need to happen is you'll need to effectively use close combat or athletics. I'll let you do it either one, your choice.
Okay, they're the same. That works.
Are you going to try to
Okay.
aim out the same hole Jerion went out? Or are you going to try to just break through the wall?
I think he's gonna try to match the trajectory
All right,
with
so
that, whether or not that.
That'll be a complication of one.
Okay.
So you can use one of your mega attributes to reduce that complication to 0. And then effectively you'll be just making either athletics or close combat roll to snatch Nixie.
Okay, that is 2 successes then.
That is exactly what you need. So
So
like
hold that
minutes,
thought. Whew!
so like seconds as the ground is rushing up to you and you're thinking like, oh, maybe I should have thought this through a little better. You feel Sovereign's arm around your waist as the two of you land safely, and Jerion hits the ground, digs a trench through the ground, and like knocks like 5 bystanders on their asses as he like rips through the street, smacks into a bistro, and falls unconscious.
Oh, I liked that bistro.
You have, in fact, rendered Jerion unconscious, and Bracken is still being held. Aurora, you're the only one that's still in the building.
I think I'm watching the wasp dude, right?
Yeah, the voice over the PA says, "Let him go."
Who is that? Don't know who it belongs to.
You're pretty sure that that's Rootkit. That's the one who Tempest had warned you about.
Yeah. Yeah, she would probably respond. You just go like, of thinking that he might hear her and go like, I'm not so sure that's a good idea, no, is it?
It might not seem like a good idea to you right now, but Mr. William has installed several sophisticated security devices throughout his building. And while my hat's off to you for a baseline, you're a pretty good programmer, it doesn't do much against me in security. So unless you'd like me to start identifying the office workers in that building as intruders and turn off the safety on the security system, you'll let my friend go.
That's a bit extreme. Why would you do that?
Because I don't care about baselines, but I care very much for Bracken. I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to kill everyone on the 13th floor. One.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Wayne says, let him go.
Should I? Okay. I mean, if you take responsibility for this, then sure.
I'm not, for saving my employees' lives, yes, let him go.
All right.
He says 2.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Dude, it's my first day. So, you know.
You drop the bubble?
Yeah.
All right. as the bubble drops, Wayne shouts, "Stand down." Brecken, now mostly reconstituted, though there are big holes in his body, and you realize now that he doesn't have any of his covering on, that he's just a humanoid wasp's nest that's about 7 feet tall and about 6 feet wide. Just very lumpy and circular and round, and in fact, you see some of the wasps that are flying back to him are picking up like little scraps of paper that might have fallen out of someone's pocket, or just whatever little scraps they can to sort of patch up the holes. And he walks over very calmly, scoops up his trench coat and his hat, folds the trench coat over his arm, puts the hat on, and like tips the hat to you as he walks out the front door.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, Aurora's too
He was
adorable.
polite. He was polite, but she probably just waves and goes bye.
Out on the street, what would Nixie and Sovereign like to do now?
I guess call Tempest.
You sure took him out.
Tempest answers,
Thanks
"Hello."
for the assist. Hi, I'm gonna send you a picture. I'm gonna take a selfie. Just like gonna go stand on the guy. This was an interesting afternoon. What should we do with this one?
Oh, geez, it's a pretty good question. I'd get him somewhere. What?
I was going to ask if we liked him enough to keep him.
I don't think handing him over to the authorities is a good idea politically. I think your best bet is to take him somewhere quiet and private. When he wakes up, explain to him that he's leaving on your mercy.
That does seem pretty fair.
I think if we turn him over to the mortal authorities, we're going to have an awful lot to contend with from the rest of the Teragen. I don't like it, but I think that's probably the smartest play. Having said that, he's your prisoner. You do what you want with him.
Look at Sovereign with a raised eyebrow.
Seems fine to me.
I'm just gonna put him in the woods somewhere with a little note.
What's the note going to say?
Just, you owe me one. Little smooch on it. Heart, Nixie.
Lovely, lovely. Anything you'd like to do
Does that
about...
sound good to you, Sovereign?
No, I think we're good. So what do you think about what do you think about this? Not just him, but
Oh, it's a mess. Hang on, I'll be back in a minute.
what?
She's going to interrupt having to think about this conversation fully yet, and then teleport this dude to the woods somewhere.
All right.
Maybe to outside that spa, actually, because that spa is really nice.
Excellent. He will wake up in Colorado with one hell of a headache. And a note
she's
taped
going to
to
leave a
his
little
chest.
note that's like, hey, good shot. You owe me one. Little smooch phone number on it. Brackets, not flirting. I'm just weird. Maybe not the I'm
Nice.
just weird part. Brackets, not really flirting. Just, this is trailing off a lot. I hope your head is feeling okay.
I love it. You leave an awkward good morning note
It's a
and,
super awkward note, yes.
and send him off into...
There's a really nice spa nearby.
like a little map to the spa that ends with the smooch.
Hand-drawn directions.
Perfect. I love it. What else would you all like to do? There are some baselines. Everyone that was knocked over doesn't appear to be severely injured. They're all kind of finding their feet. There was a lot of property damage, but that's kind of par for the course. Aurora, the one reporter that remained, runs over to you and says, "Do you have any comment?"
God, just trying to think of something that she would actually say and not what I would say, because right now what is coming up in my mind is that could have gone better, couldn't it?
I mean, is that what Aurora would say?
I don't think she would. So she would probably just try to tell people to stay calm. And carry on.
All right, stay calm, carry on, and then are you leaving? Are you going to go talk to Wayne, or are you going to help with any of the cleanup here?
I would probably help with the cleanup. She would help with the cleanup, and then mentally scold herself for not really preparing a good speech and just kind of going like, how do people do this? It's my first day, dude. It's my first day. Just got out of a fight. Life's worth threatened. And I don't know what to tell the press. I am so upset right now.
You see, while you're doing that, Wayne Williams starts speaking to the press that's remaining, and he says, we'll have another press conference this time tomorrow. Thank you for your time. I'm glad you're safe. And he walks off and pulls his officers, and they all kind of take off. The janitor crew starts showing up there. There's not a whole lot more you can do. You do manage to get all the debris sort of neatly stacked in a nice pile for them. But beyond that, there's not a lot you can do.
I need to call Nixie and Sovereign
All right.
about what happened as well.
All right. So you, which one are you calling?
Nixie.
All right, Nixie, your phone rings.
Imagine being muted. Sorry, awkwardly writing a note in the woods right now. How can I help you?
Hi.
Oh, Aurora, hi. How's everything?
You know that thing you told me to not let the dude go?
Yeah.
I kind of let him go. But it was for a good reason, okay? So,
Understandable.
the hacker dude called, and, the rootkit, I think, yeah, rootkit, yeah. He kind of showed up. Why am I doing bunny ears for on the phone?
That's okay. I can try to do them too. I'm a big fan of bunny ears for some reason.
I would like both of you to roll a integrity cunning roll for me real quick, please.
Sure.
Okay. Integrity and cunning. See, that is. All right.
2.
All right, it's 5 and 2. You both very clearly hear a click noise as of someone, like if you think like old school on a landline when somebody else picks up the line, you hear that sound.
Okay. Hi, sorry, this line is busy. Could you leave, please?
I wanted to call on a private line and tell you thank you. You recognize it as definitely Rootkit's voice.
Oh, hi, yeah. So, yeah, I was just talking about you. Hi. So, yeah, he showed up and threatened to kill people, and so
As is tradition.
Yeah, and so I was just kind of like, okay, well, it's not really a good idea. And then Walter, is his name that? Anyway, Mr. Doucheface, he's taking all the responsibility. So yeah, it's not great.
Excellent.
It could have gone better.
Nice to meet you. Just so you're aware that the big one is okay. Well, he'll be okay.
Good. I'm sorry we found ourselves on different sides today, and I hope
it happens.
Next time
that we can all come together in the future.
Yes.
I know it sounds really boring of me to say that, but
I hope next time we meet under better circumstances. I also wanted to commend your group about the way you handled that situation. Impressive. And he hangs up.
I wonder how long he's been listening to my phone calls. Yikes.
Ugh, we don't dig stalkers, do
Look at a
we?
walkie-talkie. That's secure, right? Oh, damn it. Gotta
You're-
figure out moon brain telepathy powers. Anyways, I should probably head back to town. Sovereign should be somewhere below the building. You should check in with him.
Oh, you're not. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
No,
I thought you
I'm
were
in the
there.
woods of Colorado. It's fine. I'll be
All
back.
right.
I just gotta
I'll
finish
call
this
him.
this note is getting really long and awkward, okay? I need a couple of minutes. It's starting to sound like I'm flirting, and I don't mean to be flirting, but I do mean to be friendly. And that's like a really challenging balance to get sometimes, and like,
Ooh.
I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, just don't say that you're flirting because then they will assume that you're definitely.
Right, but if I say that I'm not flirting, does that sound weird?
Yeah, but it's like suspicious denial, and so it's just like.
I'm just gonna start again. Okay, I'll see you in a couple
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay. Bye.
You have to go bum paper off someone
I'm gonna
else.
wake up next to a weird pile of notes.
While that beautiful thing is occurring, what is Sovereign up to out in the street?
Well, now what the hell do I do? Garion's transported. Got the bee guy taken care of. I could use lunch. He's gonna go off and get lunch. Like that's basically it. Like he's gonna go get food because he's probably worked up an appetite.
Excellent. Once you've placed the note, you're teleporting. Are you teleporting back to the WonderCorp Tower, or are you teleporting back to the Prince Museum?
Yeah, I feel the WonderCorp Tower is probably something that she's familiar with enough at this point to be able to sort of appear at the entrance.
I would say so, yeah. You appear at the entrance basically right as Aurora's walking out. You are able to locate Sovereign at a lovely little shawarma place a couple blocks down the road from
Shawarma place.
from where the bistro that you would have gone to had Jerian not been slammed into it. And you gather up for your post heroism meal. Does anyone have anything else they would like to address or attend to?
Just so we're clear, I could have taken him if I wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it would have been a good fight, but
I'm honestly surprised that I could, but don't quote me on that
I'm
one.
surprised that you could too. That was a hell of a punch. Never hit me with that.
Oh, that
Wasn't
was
that?
so cool.
Aw, thanks. I just I saw red there, I think. Smug bastard.
Kind of a dick.
Now,
Really hopefully he's nice to staff, though, if he chooses to go to that spot.
with that in your rear view, the next day, Wayne William does hold the press conference that he rescheduled. He apologizes to the city and says, my technology is just not where I thought it was. So I'm withdrawing my proposal for the time being. I do think that this was an absolute, unequivocal demonstration of the dangers of novas, and I caution the city council to consider that as they go forward. However, a couple other things happen. The city council do reach out to Nixie via social media, offering to discuss the possibility of hiring your team as municipal defenders based on your performance in the remaining struggles.
Consult with these two on it and see what their thoughts are.
It's
I
as
don't
we're
think we-
watching the show, Aurora's just like reacting very vocally as goes first going boo and then going ooh.
Are we watching the press conference like in the apartment, just like having fancy tea and just chewing them out when the city calls?
Absolutely.
I guess they're reaching out on social media, but
Absolutely.
I think
Well, what
it'll
do you
be a
two
good.
think?
Let's do it. Why not?
They set up a meeting
That's the fine print.
for you to discuss the terms of your contract. The other thing that you are informed of, Rocky calls you and explains that WonderCorp turned over some evidence that was pretty compelling that his eruption was at least a factor in the earthquakes. However, given that no harm was done and that he has agreed to use his ability to help with any sort of cleanup efforts, the district attorney has decided not to press charges, and he spoke with a Project Utopia representative and politely declined their offer to visit the Rashad Center. And he asks if there's anything he can do to help you all out.
Yeah, suit up. You're part of the team now.
Oh, sweet.
If you want to be.
Can we just like
Well, I
spray?
mean, that was.
Can my costume just be like a spray painted null symbol on my chest?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I can do that.
With that being said, I think that's a lovely bow on our adventures. A couple things I want to point out. We're gonna go ahead and handle experience, and I want to just in case we ever make our way back around to this group, I would
Nice.
like to discuss a few things that Chrysalis has opened up for you.
Ooh.
So since you are you've finished a story, so that's 3 experience for everyone. You also did spend more than half the momentum in a single scene. In fact, you spent all of it, so that's 1 XP for everyone.
Ooh.
Okay.
Did anyone achieve a short-term aspiration?
I did good. I think.
Yeah, you did good. Yes, you served the greater good even in some difficult situations. So that would be a short-term aspiration. That would be an experience point. Did Nixie meet any of her short terms?
I think she's on the way towards the long-term one, but has not reached that. But I wonder if maybe she succeeded to some degree in showing the people that we're better off together.
I would say yes. I would say I will allow that. You may take an experience point for that.
Okay, awesome.
And how about for Sovereign?
Did I ruin Wayne Williams' day?
You did ruin his day.
Yeah!
Yeah. Absolutely. You may take a point.
Okay. I don't think I was emotionally weak. I was verging on it a couple times, but didn't do it. And I'm still not sure if he's a hero or a villain.
I'm still not sure if he's a hero or a villain either, and that's a beautiful place to be.
It is. Not for XP purposes, but...
But since everyone got their short term, I'm going to be nice and give you 1 more XP for that. So now, because you have the... does everyone have advanced Chrysalis right now?
I do.
I think I
but-
just have regular Chrysalis and only 1 dot of it.
Okay.
Same here.
So with regular Chrysalis, you can... Actually, if you decide to take some downtime and undergo the process, you can do things like make tweaks on quantum traits instead of just your normal traits. So if you wanted to move a dot from 1 quantum power to another, you can do so. You can also, just as soon as I find that pretty little sucker, you also can buy different traits at different ratings with that. I have so many things earmarked in this poor book. Give me just a half a second. I'm gonna try that handy dandy index that they put in books for this very reason. 94. So, you can spend experience points to improve or acquire Nova traits without having to have maxed out their trait previously, so you can even raise things that you didn't max out. You can make the mega attribute or mega edge swaps. You can swap an existing transformation for a new one of your choice that must be of the same level as the previous one. You can expend experience to reduce your accumulated flux at a cost of 2 experience points per point of flux.
We can spend it to reduce accumulated flux at the cost of 2 per point.
Yep. Or if you take on an additional,
Let's do one of those.
or if you take on an additional transformation, you can reduce your flux to 0. So those are options for you. Now, for our good friend who has the advanced Chrysalis, you have a couple of advanced options.
Advanced options. I love it.
So give me
How many? So what was the total amount of XP? It was like for this episode was
6, I believe.
6. Now, does that include our personal, or is that on top of it?
That's in terms of what?
So do we get group XP for aspirations, or do we get additional personal XP?
Each person gets an XP for it, so it's not a separate. When you fulfill an aspiration, you get that point. But since everyone fulfilled one, the group gets an extra point for that.
Okay, so that means I'd actually get 7 this game.
I
think
it was 6 because everybody got one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
just making sure that I got the math right.
I think you all had the same amount is what it boiled down to.
Okay, 13 XP total. Nice.
Yep, and you can do some extra special stuff because of that advanced Chrysalis. So give me just
take your time.
half a second here, and I will tell you exactly what that is. Has anyone got their eyes on anything in particular they're looking at spending XP on?
Not yet. I'm debating actually saving up for a little bit more mega dexterity or stamina.
Okay. During the Chrysalis, if you have advanced Chrysalis, you can spend accumulated XP at a rate of 3/4 the normal cost. Mega attributes cost 8, quantum costs 12, and quantum at 6+ costs 24. This may be combined with the reduction one would receive for taking a point of transcendence as well. You can add up to 2 dots to any of your Nova traits, and flux may be removed at 1 experience per point. Otherwise, it works like normal flux. Or normal Chrysalis, I should say.
Yeah. So does that includes quantum traits? Is that?
Yes, that does
Just
include. So if you look at the XP chart, it'll list what are quantum traits. So you're looking at quantum powers, mega edges, mega attributes.
Sorry, I was thinking mega edges. Yeah.
Yep, that counts as
Mega
quantum
edges.
trait.
Okay, so mega edges would be cost 8.
Yep.
Wow. Good.
And chat has requested that Bunny gets an extra XP for writing the letter so well, and I can support that. So you can have one more extra, Bunny. So, any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about how the story went?
I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I think as we're wrapping things up, I know, Kelly, you're looking at some experience expenditures. I would love to, at some point in the near future, we'll stay in touch. I would love to, at some point in the near future, bring this group together again for some further adventures because I had a lot of fun. And I really appreciate you all taking the time to be here, especially now during this time of calibration between the Christmas and the New Year, where no one leaves their caves or does anything. So I appreciate you doubly so for being here at this time. Let's go ahead and do our outros. Let's start this off this time around with Bianca. Please tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, who you're playing their pronouns, and what, if anything, you spent experience points on.
Ooh. I haven't spent any yet. I'm thinking of probably, I don't know. As soon as the guy flew off, I was like, I knew I should have picked flying. I regret I did not pick flying. Now I'm upset.
Well, you can buy a flight now because you in Chrysalis, because you don't need to have maxed it out or tried anything to expand it. So
yeah, that's probably where I will put my point in. But yes, so my name is Bianca. I have been playing Aurora. Pronouns are she, her. I've had a blast playing as the newbie, which I also in real life. This is the first time I've been playing Trinity, and it has been lovely. And yes,
thank you so much, and thank you for being here. And I really appreciate it. I'm glad you had a good time. It was an honor and a pleasure to run for you. And how about you, Millie? Why don't you give us your details, and if you spent any XP or where you're planning on spending XP?
So I think I'm gonna plan on spending that XP in Mega Stamina, because I think Nixie's getting pretty worried about that punch that she almost took there. So let's maybe put a little bit more in that, because she could have probably become paced. But also, hi, I'm Millie and or Bunny. My pronouns are she and her or they and them. I guess my necessary things are that I'm a cozy, comfy, trans and retro styled VTuber over at twitch.tv/bunnyhearted. And you can find all of my socials on bunnyhearted.com, which I keep forgetting to talk about. It's much easier to link there instead of like a whole bunch of cool names for things. I have been playing Nixie Midnight, which has been an awful lot of fun. And I've had an awful lot of fun being here. I would be more than happy to come back basically anytime it works out schedule-wise to play more of this. This is a really interesting system, and I quite like the world that exists around it. So I'm not a big superhero fan, so it takes a lot for me to be into superheroes, but I'm into this. So
well, I'm glad to have won you over at least a little bit into the superhero camp. It is a fun place to be, and I'm really pleased that you had a good time. Thank you so much for being here, and we will definitely be in touch soon about future adventures. And did you decide what you were looking at spending your XP on? Did you say that?
Oh, that was the Mega Stamina.
Mega Stamina, that's right.
She does actually have to take a punch next time. She's
sorry,
got a couple of dots in it, but like maybe we need more.
My brains are officially jello at this point.
It's the week of the holidays stuff. This is time for everyone's brains to become a festive jello with like a little ribbon and sprinkles on top. That's how it works.
Exactly. Maybe some fruit worked into it, depending on where you're from.
New plan. Spending my XP to become a zombie.
And last but not least, Kelly, please, your pertinence and anything you might have decided to spend XP on.
Fantastic. I'm Kelly Clark. I am a storyteller, writer, and host over at Dork Tales. You can find us on Twitch and YouTube and wherever your podcasts are illegally smuggled by raccoons in trench coats. I had a lot of fun with this, Travis. I'm really glad that we were just shooting the shit one day, and I was like, you were talking about how much you love superheroes. I'm like, you should do a game. And you're like, done. I'm like, oh God, I've never had it be that easy before. And it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that you did it and that I got to be in it. I can't wait for volume 2, where I'm going to be showing up with Quantum 4, because I just dumped it into Quantum.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, just go for
more Quantum. Just
reach for the stars. Get that big power. The good thing about a high Quantum trait is it makes it better when you max out, which means that you're more prone to get more flux, which means you're more prone to enter Chrysalis, which means you're more prone to max out and get more flux. And it's like it's like that anti-cocaine commercial in the 80s. Work more so I can do more coke, so I can work more. But on that bright and shiny, I have thrown the link to Dork Tales and as well as to Bunny's channel up in the chat. I highly recommend you head over and follow, subscribe, all that good stuff at both of those beautiful and wonderful places. I also, it is my duty to remind everyone that this is the 10th anniversary of Onyx Path. the next time we see one another, it'll be will be after the 11th anniversary. So we'll be done with all of those celebrations and sales. But you still have time right now to head over to the Onyx Path Drive-Thru RPG store and check out all of the first edition Trinity materials, which are currently 90% off on PDF. So I highly recommend picking those up if you can. If nothing else, it gives you a lot of good reading material and some very interesting insight into the world that was in the previous edition. My name is Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I'm not running games, I am writing them. And yeah, I just want to wish everyone a safe and happy New Year. Please, if you're going out to celebrate, rely on Ubers. Don't drink and drive. I know that sounds a very pedestrian thing to say, but it's true. Don't do it. It's bad for you and everyone around you. Have fun, but do so responsibly, and maybe consider, if you haven't done so, getting your shots for the good of all mankind. Until then, we'll see you next time. Have a happy and safe one. Bye.
Take care, y'all. Happy New Year's. See ya.